how the Andrea Doria could have put Elvis' career on a collision course. So this video will explore how the sinking of the Andrea Doria could have hampered Elvis Presley's career. You might find it interesting to note that the tragic collision of the SS Andrea Doria and the MS Stockholm could have dramatically changed course for Elvis Presley. On July 17, 1956, 15 days after Elvis Presley recorded Hound Dog, and 4 days after its release, passengers began boarding the Andrea Doria as she waited in the Genoa pier to begin her 51st crossing from Italy to New York. The ship departed at 11 a.m. The Doria stopped in Cannes on the French Riviera, then Naples, where Hound Dog co-writer Mike Stoller and his wife Merrill boarded the ship. Then it went to Gibraltar before leaving the Mediterranean and heading west into the North Atlantic Ocean. There were 1,134 passengers in total on board. On July 25, 1956, while the Andrea Doria was approaching the coast of Nantucket, Massachusetts, bound for New York City, the eastbound MS Stockholm of the Swedish-American line collided with her in one of history's most infamous maritime disasters. Struck in the side, the top-heavy Andrea Doria immediately listed starboard, which left her lifeboats unusable. According to Mike Stoller, out of nowhere there was a thunderous boom. The ship started to list immediately. I told Merrill and a woman to get up to the boat deck, and I'll try to get the life preservers from our cabin. He ran up to the boat deck and gave Merrill and her friend the preservers, knowing he could swim. They could feel the boat going down. When a crew member gave him a preserver, the ship stayed afloat for 11 hours after the collision. They were eventually rescued by the freighter Cape Ann. Tragically, 46 people of the Andrea Doria and 5 on the Stockholm perished. 12 hours after the Cape Ann left the collision scene, Mike pulled into New York Harbor. Jerry ran up the gangplank, asking Mike if he was okay. And then he added, "We have a smash hit. Hound Dog." "Big Mama Thornton?" Mike asked. "No, some white kid named Elvis Presley." Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller weren't thrilled of the lyric changes of Elvis's version. It was different from the raunchier original lyrics. They may have been unaware of the rebel image problem that Elvis was having with the more conservative press, but they were immensely impressed by Elvis's knowledge of blues music. Upon meeting Elvis, the first thing that struck Leiber was Elvis's striking appearance and riveting presence. Stoller remembered that Elvis was 22 and he and Leiber were 24, and felt they were contemporaries. And according to Stoller, Jerry and I shared an uppity view that we were the few white guys who knew about the blues. In the first 5 minutes of conversation with Elvis, we learned we were dead wrong. Elvis knew the blues. He was a Ray Charles fanatic and knew Ray sang their song, "The Snow is Falling." In fact, he knew all our songs. There wasn't any R&B song he didn't know, and he could quote from Arthur Crudup, B.B. King, and Big Bill Broonzy. Leiber said, when it came to the blues, Elvis knew his stuff. According to their book Hound Dog, their dealings with the Colonel can be summarized as a hindrance to Elvis and creatively stifling, as if Colonel wanted to keep anyone who had contacts or could undermine him to stay away from Elvis. And when Jerry Leiber tried to bring a Walk on the Wild Side project to Elvis, the Colonel went practically ballistic. Elvis never wrote them off, though. They supplied him with Girls, 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 Little Egypt, Bossa Nova Baby, Saved, and She's Not You, co-written with Doc Pomus. So there it is, the Andrea Doria and Elvis connection, the outcome which could have been dramatically different had it not been for the efficient crew members of that ship. And the world would have most likely been denied great music written by Leiber and Stoller, like the Drifters' Fools Fall in Love or On Broadway, the Coasters' Love Potion No. 9 or Poison Ivy, Benny King's Stand By Me, and it is most likely Elvis would not have had the string of Leiber and Stoller hits Jailhouse Rock, Treat Me Nice, Baby I Don't Care, She's Not You, King Creole, Love Me, and Santa Claus is Back in Town. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, another piece of Elvis history, and this book is amazing. It's called Hound Dog by the Leiber and Stoller autobiography by Jerry Leiber and Mike Stoller. If you can find it, get it. It's pretty amazing autobiography by these two great songwriters.